Hello, Patreon family. It is time for a new moon in Pisces Zen card pull. A day or two late. The new moon was on Sunday, and it was my husband's birthday, so I didn't work. I celebrated instead, and then yesterday was just a day of catch-up and organization and getting ready for this new lunar cycle. So I arrive here so excited. Like, this month is good. It feels really, really good. And I've become a little addicted to watching these astrologers that are doing, well, I don't know, I guess they're astrologists, but there are card readers too, like tarot card readers. And they make these videos that I've been just diving into, where they do a card reading based on your astrology sign. And I'm telling you, like, this month, good stuff. Good stuff. So I'm really excited to see what is going to become present for us here in the Patreon space. So I've shuffled the deck. I feel like I want to review first last month, just to kind of catch us up to the energy of right now. So I have my notes because I can't keep track of them because they keep overlapping, right? Like, we keep getting some of the same cards over and over. So January, as we started the new moon, the first new moon of 2020 in January in Aquarius, the past was completion, which, I mean, so spot on, so powerful. The present was creativity. So really being in a space of allowing creative energy to flow, which for me was absolutely what was happening. The future was new vision. So from last month to this month, we would have been moving towards, from last new moon to this new moon, in the whole month of February, would have been moving towards a new vision. And then the wisdom from our guides was experiencing, really connecting in with Gaia, with Earth in a new way. So that new vision is what should be starting our energy off right now as we begin this new lunar cycle. So I am just sort of doing my very basic shuffle. At some point, I'll probably take the time to learn how to shuffle the right way. And also, why? You know, it's kind of fun that you guys know that I don't know how to do it. All right, I took the bottom card from the deck and I moved it to the top as I was dividing the deck up. So our card for past, so this would be what we are completing, or what has just been wrapping up for us as we arrive at this new moon in February. The card is, we are the world. We are the world. So let's tune into that in a moment. Seems connected to the card of experiencing with Gaia, with Earth. All right, and then am I going to just take from the top? Yeah, I think we are. So the card for present, for what we are feeling right in this moment, in this lunar cycle, as we're tuning in now and probably for the next week or two, the card is participation. Participation. I don't know if we've had that. We have had that one here before. Back in October. Interesting. And then the card for the future, so moving into the end of this lunar cycle. Harmony. Harmony. Look at the dolphins playing. Isn't that amazing? Harmony. And I don't think we have not had that here before, so that'll be fun for you to tune into. And then we'll do our guides at the end. We'll tune into them at the end. So I'm going to move the deck over to the side. I am totally loving my cacao little immunity blend from Lisa. It has some fire in it, so I just made it right before I started, and I do not want to get sick. So I'm going to drink some of my cacao while we're doing this card reading. Oh, there's some heat in that. It's good. All right, so we are the world. Let's look at this card together. This would be past, meaning what has been present for us over the last probably week or so, the energy that's bringing us into this new moon in Pisces. What I love about this, so it's the card number 10, which is actually about new beginnings. But if you look at all the people like dancing and celebrating and all this light around our planet, can you see like just how much light, and the humans are holding the light. It's like the humans are the bridge or the barrier or the connection between the cosmos. See the cosmos, the universe outside of Gaia, of Earth. And then like all these humans dancing all of that light into, you can just barely see the atmosphere, that energy bubble that I talk about so much in my work, you know, the energy field of Gaia, and how the humans are the ones dancing that light in and around the earth. That's so cool. I've not looked at the card that way in past times. So what would I say about that? Well, it feels important because the Pisces is the last of the zodiac signs. So I feel like this card is saying we're wrapping it up. You know, we're wrapping it up. We're wrapping up Gaia. We're wrapping up the stance. We're completing the cycle that we have been in for the whole last cycle of signs up until this Pisces right now. I get the sense that humans hold a very heavy energy and judgment around how we have treated Gaia, Earth. And what this card is also saying to me is it's all a co-creation. The stars in the universe are the same light that's dancing in the people, which is true, right? Our souls are infinite stars, and they land here in human bodies so that we can have a physical human journey. And so there's light dancing in and between all the humans. And then look at the light in Gaia. On the surface of Gaia, there's the blue, right, as we know her, the blue planet. And then all that light, I know we see it and we say, those are clouds. Those are the atmosphere clouds of Earth. Yes, and it's more reflected light. And then maybe the light from Gaia is shining through humanity and going back out into the stars, into the cosmos. And it says we are the world. We are the world. All of us are the world. I just feel like there's such wisdom in this card being the one that we pull for past, you know, as we step into a new moon, as we explore Pisces energy. Pisces is this place in between the real and the unreal, the dream and the awake, the conscious and the subconscious. You know, Pisces is the dreamer. I often hear that. And I am married to a Pisces, and he is very much a beautiful dreamer who sees the whole thing, sees the whole picture, and believes, right, in us being the world, in all of us working together. So I feel like the message of this is what is wrapping up. It's not broken. It's not falling apart. Gaia, if you look at this, that planet is healthy and strong. There's no dying in that planet. There's no end in that planet. It's just light. It's just light all around. So this feels sweet. It feels really sweet. And if we can allow ourselves to remember that unity, that, actually it's funny, that harmony, if we can allow ourselves to remember, we ended with this, we're ending this new lunar cycle with this in-between participation. Let me see if I can hold it. It's so beautiful too, because when you look at the cards together, you see all the blues and the greens down here, and then the blues over here, and then in the middle is all that red, orange, and yellow, those lower chakras, right, which is the physical experience. The lower chakras are your root, your second, your third, right up through to the heart space. Everything below that is our physical connection to the earth. And I feel like the way these cards pulled is very much like cosmos, throat activation, third eye, and then root down here, participate down here in earth, be in this earthly plane. And then we have harmony, right? And harmony takes from the heart chakra straight up. I can't do this with one hand. Straight up to the third eye and the crown, right? It connects all of that beautiful energy of the upper chakras. So I know I'm kind of bouncing around between them, but it's all connected. It's all connected. So if what we are completing or wrapping up is actually a card with the number 10, which is a beginning, a new beginning, it's so perfect. We're wrapping up the cycle of the zodiac, and we are beginning this new cycle. We are beginning a new awareness of ourselves in collaboration with Gaia, with Earth, with humanity, with Source. How do we do that? You know, what is it that I hear? Like, the only true power, I've said this myself, the only true power is in this moment right now, being fully present. So when we pull the card participation for the present right now, it's saying the same thing. In order to be present in the moment, you are actively participating in that moment. In order to fully participate, you have to be present. You have to be actively here, not going into the past or projecting into the future. Right here, this is participation. And when you look at this card, participation, it's number 4 and it has 4, almost like a clover, right? If you look how everything begins, depends on which way you're seeing it. It either begins in the center and radiates its way out into these 4 quadrants, or it's funneling in and radiating down into this beginning spiral or this ending spiral. It doesn't matter which way you look at it. It's just energy flowing, right? And it's moving in all directions. And yet there's this beautiful balance of light and dark right at the center. And they're not overlapping or overtaking each other. It's just connection, right? You see right at the center there, they just connect, and then the spirals begin to move out. And there's actually, it's hard to tell, but you have yellow here, green, or yellow, red, green, and blue, with this like green haze here, and then these yellows, oranges out into reds. I mean, it really is all this lower chakra energy. It's really beautiful. Really beautiful. So let me just read a nugget to you from the participation card. I actually pulled this card myself for my own card reading last week. Let me see where participation is. And number 84. Okay, let me read to you from participation. Let's see. Okay. Here's what I wanted to read to you. They describe how this circle takes on this shape that looks like a mandala. And it says the mandala has a quality like that of the energy field that forms around a Buddha, where all the individuals taking part in the circle make a unique contribution to create a unified and vital whole. It is like a flower whose wholeness is even more beautiful than the sum of its parts, at the same time enhancing the beauty of each individual petal. You have an opportunity to participate with others now, to make your contribution to creating something greater and more beautiful than each of you could manage alone. Your participation will not only nourish you, but will also contribute something precious to the whole. What I love about that is it's absolutely validating this energy of we are the world, right? Like everyone's holding hands here and moving, and they're also completely circling Earth, which here they say it's circling the Buddha, right? The energy field is circling the Buddha. And so all of us contributing something to this energy, we create more than if it was just one person over here and one person over there and one person. It's a unified field. So this perhaps was the completion, right? We're all dancing around the energy field of the Earth. And maybe this is what is shifting, is we are it's like we're more intimately entwined energetically with Earth than this, where it's Earth here and then all the humans around. This feels like maybe perhaps this shaded green around there is Earth, and she's opening up and allowing us to understand her and participate with her in a different way, which validates that experiencing card that ended from our guides. Remember last time it said, the guide said to us, you need to participate, you need to experience Earth by being present with nature and hugging a tree and putting your hands on a tree. And I feel like this is what happens when we choose to participate, to experience the energy field of Earth through nature, is this opening, our ability to see the complexity, the mandala, the design, the sacred geometry that exists in Gaia's energy field. So it's almost like we have been this circling the Earth, and now she's opened that light. So you see all this light around the Earth here, this that we're dancing in. It's almost like, what if this is that light that was circling Earth, and she's just opened up the lotus petal and we get to look inside. Who knows what we could experience? Who knows what we could understand or decipher about Earth if we allow ourselves that moment, right? That awareness. I'm telling you, Earth has some fire. This orange and red is the fire that's in that hot chocolate mix that Lisa made. It's good. It's good. So if we are the world was the completion, the past, participation is present right now, our future, where we are moving towards in the next couple of weeks. If this is what we are practicing, participation, what we are moving towards is harmony, which is again card number 10. Isn't that perfect? Like we end the past with 10, we move to a 4, and then we move back to a 10 for the rest of the lunar cycle. So look at this card. You can't help it because I'm putting it right in your face. So here is this light. It reminds me of E.T., right, where his heart light just radiates that beautiful red, except this is white light. When that is activated, there's this magic. I don't know if you can see the like sprinkles of stardust is what it looks like. They go from the heart around the back of the head and land here at the third eye. So the dolphins represent joy. I was just watching a card earlier on one of those videos where she talks about the dolphins and the joy and the play, and how when that energy dances from the heart up to the third eye, there's this it's almost like bliss when you look at this figure's face. It's like joy, acceptance that this light and this light are activated, and there's no doing. This human isn't up doing stuff. They're sitting with their eyes closed in meditation and just allowing light to circulate, to move through them. They're not even speaking, right? It's not like the heart activates the throat and they have to speak, or activates the ear. It just goes like this. It's so peaceful and so beautiful. And then all the blues in the card just make me think of the throat chakra. It's like the activation can happen without you having to speak and do it and share it. You can just be in this beautiful flow of white energy. I also feel like the way this wraps around shows the activation of the crown chakra. It right, just drops all that light and that play and that joy right into the third eye. So I'll read to you from the harmony card. Let me see what number is harmony. I will tell you, the videos I watch are way more polished than my videos. And they just rattle it out. I'm like, harmony card. Where is harmony? I should probably have these memorized. But since I pull it in the moment, I don't know which card I'm going to pull. So I don't know how I would know it any faster. And it's totally not showing itself to me. There it is. Okay, 10 of water. Card number 116. So let me see what it says to you. Water feels like emotions. also. Oh, this is so good. Here's your wisdom as you move. So typically what I believe for these cards is the past is kind of what's landed us here at this moment with the new moon in Pisces. The present card is from right now through the next 2 weeks, the full moon. Participation is the focus and the guidance. From the full moon towards the next new moon cycle, harmony would be what you could focus on or set the intention or allow. So here's what it says for harmony. This is the Zen Tarot deck. Harmony, this is so good. So Pisces, Osho says, listen to your heart. Move according to your heart, whatsoever the stake. A condition of complete simplicity costing not less than everything. To be simple is arduous because to be simple costs everything that you have. You have to lose all to be simple. That's why people have chosen to be complex and they have forgotten how to be simple. But only a simple heart throbs with God hand in hand. Only a simple heart sings with God in deep harmony. To reach to that point, you will have to find your heart, your own throb, your own beat. Doesn't that make so much more sense when you see that image now? Like the heart just brings all of that peace and magic. It continues, it says, the experience of resting in the heart in meditation is not something that can be grasped or forced. It comes naturally as we grow more and more in tune with the rhythm of our own inner silences. The figure on this card reflects the sweetness and the delicacy of this experience. The dolphins that emerge from the heart and make an arc towards the third eye reflect the playfulness and intelligence that comes when we are able to connect with the heart and move into the world from there. Let yourself be softer and more receptive now, because an inexpressible joy is waiting for you just around the corner. Nobody else can point it out to you. And when you find it, you won't be able to find the words to express it to others. But it's there, deep within your heart, ripe and ready to be discovered. Oh, I told you Pisces was going to be good. New moon in Pisces, like, it's just going to be a beautiful, beautiful month ahead. So, one more from our guides. What do you think? I love this part because I feel like they just kind of watch us. They're like, yeah. Now let's really tell you what you need to know. So I'm just going to kind of move them and divide them and wait for something to kind of pop out. Some of the people I've been watching on these videos, they like shuffle the card and then these cards are like flying out. Way too complicated for me. All right, the card that I pulled, so good. Ordinariness. Look, it's so much about Earth right now and about Gaia. And 8, the number 8 is about infinity and abundance. Like, look at how beautiful this card is. I feel like what our guides are saying is just be present. Like, get out. It's the same card as experiencing, but even more relaxed, you know? Like, the figure, if you look, the figure is holding a basket and receiving the gifts that Gaia is showering on him or her. Just walking along and picking up the flowers. No tools in hand, just so present with what is the earth willing to gift me, and am I willing to pick that gift up, right? So many times we believe we don't deserve it, or what's another one I hear? If we take, there won't be enough for others, so I need to sacrifice, and that way everyone will have what they want, and I'll just take the leftovers. This person knows the reality, the ordinariness of life here on earth is for every single individual. And so each one of us is able to walk in peace and in light, in the daylight outside, picking up the flowers that nature just drops at our feet. And there's no one who's losing from that. No one is less because you receive. So I feel like this is such a nod from the energy field of Earth to say, You, just you, receive. Allow yourself the gift. And see the balance of the card? Like there's trees on either side. There's no drought or dirt that doesn't have grass or some abundance flowing from it. There's no big wind knocking anything over. Like there's just the beauty of an ordinary day. You know, that's why we come here. It's why we have these physical human journeys. It's for this. It's to see the beauty of the world and drink it in and receive it. So when we start from we are the world, this is what's completing, and our guides end with this, right? What I get from that is this old way of dancing around the outside and not being engaged with the energy field of Earth. It's time to move in. It's time to participate. It's time to go into knowing Earth better, connecting to nature and having an individual experience. And maybe you begin that individual experience first with meditation, but then get outside. Get outside and enjoy this human ordinariness. Allow yourself to bask in the day of nothing. There's no work. There's no, lines of people waiting to admire what this person and give it a Facebook like what this person is picking up. This is just for the enjoyment of this human and the planet. So I feel like we're being told, like, go into your experience with this human journey and, participate, meditate, allow energy to be moving through you, and then just enjoy the ordinariness. I feel so peaceful with that card. Like, there's just this sense of everything is good. Everything is good. So let's not create unnecessary drama. Let's not worry and have fear about things that we have no control over. What we have control over, right? We don't have control over this. We're just one of the many dancing around on the surface of the earth. We have control over participation. We can choose to participate and to go into this expression of light and share our gifts and be in tune with those around us and with the planet. We can choose, we have control over opening our heart and allowing in meditative space to have this energy flow. And also, meditative space could be walking outside. It could be laying down in your bed at night going to sleep. It could be a conversation you have where your heart is just very open, right? You're just allowing this energy to flow. And we have control over this, over being fully present. So, what's there to worry about? What is there to worry about? Our guides are saying it's all well. It's all well. So tune into peace. Vibrate with peace. Allow love to expand in your heart. That's where your focus needs to be. Thank you. Thank you for playing. Thank you to my guides for the way they always just show up with such beauty and wisdom. And thank you to OSHO for creating this deck that I continue to play with such joy. All right. Have a great month. Mwah.